Hey everyone, it's July and I finally got out of the creator group. If you saw my video that I made earlier, this one right here, where I got knocked down to the lowest group, royalty group in Amazon, the creator group, I was there for a whole month. Now I was waiting for an email from them to officially say that I'm out, but none has shown up. So I just wanted to make this video to show you some of the results that I had from last month, show you some of my sales, how much I spent on ads, did I actually make a profit, and did I do better than the month before? And I want to share with you my new revised 4-step plan for this month now that I'm in the plus group. It's similar to what I shared in that video, but now it's a little bit different from the things that I've learned. So let's get into Amazon Merch on Demand right now, and I'll share with you what I did last month in June while I was in the creator group. All right, so before I show you any numbers, I wanted to show you this, and this is where you can check from Amazon Merch on Demand. If you didn't get an email like me, I didn't get an email. I don't think I've heard anyone that got an email, but you can check right here on the dashboard, Amazon Merch on Demand dashboard. It says right here, Royalty Group Plus. That's the middle one. That's the one I'm on currently, and basically that's what I had before this whole group thing happened, right? These are the prices and profits that match what we had before all the royalty groups. So basically I'm starting back at zero, right? I'm not back behind. So this is where you can check, go to dashboard on your Amazon. Everybody has this, whether you have a plugin or not. This is straight from Amazon Merch on Demand, and you'll see which one you are, and it should show right there. I'm on plus. It said creator before, and now it says plus. The next thing I want to show you is in the Productor dashboard. I did a video for this one as well, so let me go here. In the Productor dashboard, you can click on here where it says trailing 60 days. I'm going to click on it, and you can see my previous month, which was June, is 27.7, and my current month, which is July, is 26.7. So it's calculating that, but it's a rolling 60 days. So it's taking into account some of the things I did more than a month ago, which is this 9.8. So even though it's, closer to 25, my overall trailing 60 days is 20, which is still way above the 15%. This dashboard is kind of deceiving because it says creator tier right here, and that's probably because Amazon didn't send an email and it's not connecting or whatever, but it clearly does have me in the current tier, which says plus right here. Just disregard the title right here where it says creator tier. That's wrong. So I think I'm pretty safe now. If I keep doing what I'm doing and not go below 15% anymore, I should always be in the plus tier going forward. All right, another thing I wanted to show you is this. This is with Pretty Merch Pro Plus. I'm just going to show you what I had for May and compare that to June. So May, we didn't have the royalty groups, right? This is back when everything was the same. Everybody had basically the plus group, and I made only this many sales. I made 1,113 sales with this much royalties, right? So let's compare that. Oh, by the way, royalties per sale, $3.20. So remember that. I'm going to do previous month, which is June. So I'm going to click that and hit analyze sales. By the way, I'm also only doing US sales because that's really what Amazon is counting for the 15% and where most of my sales come from anyway. So you can see I had a big spike here, but they didn't get as many. Well, you'll see the royalties per sale is a lot lower because I was in the creator group. So although I made more sales here, remember it was 1117, this one, or 1113, 1287 more sales, but I got less royalties. You can see right there. So so kind of a big difference here. Now I'm going to take this number and then minus the ads. So let's go to the ads console and see how much of this was because of ads and how much did it cost. All right, so here I am on Amazon ads, and this is for just last month, for June. And you can see my ACoS is pretty high. I got to get that down. Remember, I wanted to do it, if you saw that video, I wanted to get it around 17%. So it's definitely a lot higher. My goal was to get out of the creator group. So I spent a lot more than I probably should have. I did get a lot of purchases, 335 of the purchases that you saw from the 1,113 were ad based, and that's kind of where the percentages come from, right? And my total cost, you can see, was $1971.64. So we take that and we minus it from the $27.96.87, and we get $825.23. So not great. Definitely can do better. But my hope is, now that those are all in there, I did all the ads and everything this month, hopefully, now that I'm getting paid more per design, more per product that are being sold, that should go up. The profit should go up, and my cost should relatively stay the same. This should stay about the same if I keep it the way it is, but my profit should go up. So hopefully get a lot more this month than I did last month. So there you go. Those are all the numbers I wanted to share with you. But now I want to tell you about my 4-step plan, similar to the plan that I shared at the beginning of last month, but I'm going to change it just a little bit. So step 1 is to increase prices still. I'm going to still keep it at $24.99, even though that's going to now pay me more than $8 per sale on the standard shirt. I'm still going to keep it there, but only for those designs or those products that have sold 10 or more, that have got 10 or more sales. Now I'm going to do the same for every product type too, at least for the apparel. So if a hoodie sells 10 times, I'm going to raise it up to get $8 per sale. If a tank top sells 8 times, I'm going to raise it up. But before it makes 10 sales, I'm going to keep it at the lowest price possible, at least for the $.99. So whatever one I can do for the standard shirt, it's going to be $13.99. So I think I get pennies for that one, for selling that. Definitely below $1 profit, but I want to keep it low so that it will get to the 10 sales. So long story short, I'm only raising prices on things that get more sales. Anything with 10 or more sales, I'm going to up the price so that I get about an $8 profit. And anything else, those things that are new or have less than 10 sales, will be at the lowest price possible at the $.99, basically getting under $1 profit for each of those. So step 2 is going to be similar to what I had before, and that is increase ads. And I want to show you kind of my ad strategy. I got this ad strategy from Andreas from the Pod Council. You've probably seen him there, and we had a chat, and I'm following what he talked about. You can go and visit his channel. He's laid it all out, but I'm going to show you really quickly what I have done so you can see that I have 2 buckets and how I use it. All right, so here I am back on Amazon ads. I wanted to show you kind of the 2 buckets that I was talking about. First, there's this warm-up one that I made here. Basically, the warm-up one is a lottery campaign where I put in single ASINs into a big pot, basically. All those different ones are in the same campaign, and it's a lottery campaign because it's working for hundreds of different ones. Anything that goes in there is something that has at least 1 sale. So as soon as I see 1 sale pop up, I put it in there, just the ASIN, whatever product it is. So it can be a standard t-shirt, it can be a hoodie or whatever, and it goes in here. And you can see it's doing pretty well, actually, getting me lots of purchases, and the ACOS is pretty low. So very low bids, 20-cent bids across the close match, the loose match, and the substitutes. And I have a it doesn't show here, but I have a daily budget of $300 on that one. It never gets to that, but it's just so that we can, or so that this can actually do a lot of the work. So big budget, and it is, compared to all the other ones, it does spend a lot, but you can see not nearly as much as everything together. So my cost for the last 7 days for that one is $40 for the warm-ups, and it does get me some sales and good ACOS on it, so pretty good. My next one, my next grouping is, I put it in a portfolio so you don't see all of it, but these are single ASIN keyword harvests. That's what it's called. That's what Andres told me. It's basically, each one of these is a single ASIN automatic campaign with very low bids, 20-cent bids, up and down, and a $30 a day spend for the single ASIN, so the single product on there. And each one of these is separate, so it's not all together like a big lottery campaign with all of them together. This is just a portfolio holding all of them together, but they're single. And this one needs a little work, but it's an average of everything. So it's probably because the reason why this is high is because there's a lot of those that aren't working that I probably should turn off and look at it, or maybe I'm just trying it. One more thing that I do that Andres didn't tell me about and has been working a little bit is I pick 1 or 2 designs, because I make a lot of designs during the week. I pick 1 or 2 that I think are really, really good, that I think will hit for people right now. Of course, all of them should, but I'm picking the best of the best. And I'm putting single campaigns on those as well, even though they haven't gotten a sale or anything. By the way, these ASIN ones are the ones that have 10 or more sales, right? So once they hit 10 or more sales, I take them out of the warm-up, put them in and make its own ASIN, its own campaign, and give it $30 to spend, like I said earlier. But my third one, like I said, is kind of following that, but it's giving those that didn't make a sale, but I think will really help to kind of push it. So that actually really worked well for the 4th of July, because I had some that really took off, but because they were new, I kind of needed to give it ads to have it rank up, and it did, luckily, and got lots of sales. That's why you saw that spike that I had, that I showed earlier. So my step 3 is the same as I did last month, and that is to continue to post on social media, just getting more traffic. Now, here's my X account, and take a look at this. I'm getting 147 views on my t-shirts with the link here. Here's another one, 254. These really took off during the 4th of July. I have this one here, 184 views, 148 views. So really helping out. I don't know if they're getting sales, but these definitely took off, like that one for 4th of July, and this other one that I had for 4th of July as well did really, really well. So I wanted to share with you that these I think is working, and I'm continuing to add my t-shirts on here, as well as like mock-ups of t-shirts. You can see these are doing well too as far as engagement. So I'm going to continue to do that, as well as put on Pinterest and Instagram. And step 4, just like last time, I'm gonna continue to upload more and more designs. How many designs did I upload in June? Well, take a look at this. It says 1366. If you go to my last video that I did, the number was 1284.49, which means I uploaded over 200 designs, 217 designs in June. So I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to try and break that number to see if I can get closer to 300 designs in 1 month. So using a lot of AI and Kiddo and design ideas and things like that. You saw some of the new designs. Those designs that I was showing on X were brand new designs, and they still ranked and still got some sales. So I'm going to continue to do that. I think that really helps me get some more, and especially now that 4th of July is over, really going to have to concentrate on creating designs for the summer, maybe back to school and vacation and all those things that I talked about in my other video of the 5 different topics that I think will sell during the end of summer. So there you go. That's how last month went, June 2026. It's kind of a rough ride, but I'm really glad that I made it to the Plus group now. Hopefully July, crossing fingers, will be even better than June. Let me know in the comments how your June went, and if you now are in a better royalty group. Hopefully all of us are and have followed that, and you can see that in the dashboard. Now, if you haven't seen that video that I made last month when I was in the low creator group on Amazon, I'll put that video right here. It kind of goes over the steps that I talked about and what I was planning to do, and you can see that I did those things and it actually really helped. And hopefully these steps that I'm talking about in this month will help me to not get to the next group. I don't care about the highest group. I just want to make a really good profit on Amazon. So thanks again for watching, and as always, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one.